So welcome back. This is another video in the studio. You might be able to see through my little curtain I've put up. That you can't see my little kitchen. I'm in a long room here. But it looks better with this. And I can do cool stuff like change colours around. But anyways, back to what I'm going to be talking about. This is my new little unit. This is a ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. And this is a new piece of kit that I've got that allows me to do all the cool stuff you can see on this screen. This little screen is my video monitoring. I've just got it set up through a captures thing. I've got a lot of complicated cords running on my desk, as you guys can probably see. But this lets me do lots of cool stuff. And this is where I've got the audio monitoring going on. And I've got my little fluffy mic here. I would have the lights out from the camera, from the kit box that I now have for my cameras, but instead I've just got the desk lights, one above and then one wound into the desk. If I pan this camera up, you can see that I've got lights all set up. It's in the program, you haven't seen that yet, but in the post I'll go through and change that, because one of the cool things about this camera system, now that I have this, is this records all camera feeds independently. So all these 8 windows here are being recorded independently in the little recording here, so that I can go in my post editing program and select which video file I want to use. But it also records, if you see this top right window here, in this camera now, this top right window here, this will let me, this is what's going to be live streamed or recorded as the program, and it will change through as I'm going through. So obviously now we're in a different camera. These are all linked together. This is the one we were just using, and then we've got one other shot here, but in this camera you can see this lovely Canon as set up on this camera. There it is. So I'm still getting used to this program, this unit, and the program that accompanies it. This is the complicated screen. There's the camera. So this is the complicated version of this screen. If I bring my mouse back over, obviously that's the laptop camera. But then we just go to what the live stream will look like. So this is the big screen of what the live stream will look like. And then obviously we're changing between the screens. That's just using the cut effect. I've got fade to black on all cameras, so it'll fade out and then back in again. I can use a mix, dip to white, come in from a color, or from the sides I should say, from the come in from the top, come in from the side, come in on a diagonal, the other diagonal, come in from a square, come out from a circle. So I've got lots of cool effects that can accompany this unit, and I can adjust how long those effects take, and all sorts of cool stuff about it. Sorry, you can see my my home pants here. I forget sometimes that you can see me shorts, but that's okay. They're just a bit dirty. I'll use that one now. Yeah, so the cool stuff with this unit is I can change in between, and it's really cool. I prefer the program view. I'll just get back to that. There we are. So I've got all this cool stuff I can do with this program now. I've now got a large camera box that's going to be my portable studio. I'll put up some photo or video of it. It actually doesn't take too long to set up. I was kind of surprised. For just myself setting it up, it takes about 20 minutes to set up and 20 minutes to pack up. So that's not too bad with 3 cameras, a laptop. If we go to camera 3 here, you'll see there's a little screen on my desk here. Whee! There he is. That's my external monitor for when I'm out and about. Otherwise I've got these 2 monitors for while I'm at home in the studio or at my desk. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. So all the time to set it up, all on stands and on a table. I don't have external keyboard and mouse when I'm doing this at the moment, but I might take them with me depending on what I'm doing. And then yeah, so this all lets me set it all up. I've got I can do cool stuff. So I'm in camera 3 right now, so I can bring up in the top left corner I can bring up a little screen of this first camera. I can bring it in the right corner, or at the top. I can bring it in the bottom left, bottom right. Then some cool effects, like I can have it larger on the left. So that's interesting with the picture-in-picture to look at for me, where I've got two hands there almost. And then obviously I've got select this one. Mix effect. There. And now I can turn that on. That's a bit of a hard one to get up, but it has me all three angles. So I've got angles, you can see in the background, and then I've got the first angle. So I've got camera 1, camera 2, and then camera 3 is the large background one, which is really awesome. So I can turn that off or on at any point. I can bring up still images. So I've got two media players here, and then if I swap my screens around, I'll bring my monitor down into this little window here. It's big enough for me to see, but that's all I need. I'll bring this window across to the wrong screen. Come back down over here. There it is. That's the only thing for me with the multiple screens. So in the program we have all sorts of digital buttons as well, so I can adjust recording settings, live stream settings, capturing videos and stills, which is pretty cool. Generate time codes. I've got tiles, media players I can load up, palettes, so I can do so I can hide things in my background. This is my media player window, I believe. So I can load media into all 20 of these windows and have them pop up on screen or off screen. I can check my audio levels in the thing. I can check all 8 cameras that I can connect to this unit. So you can see now that we're using camera 3, camera 2, camera 1, back to camera 3 again, using that mix setting. So I can see in the top corner that it's in red. This is all controls through from using a DaVinci camera, which is a consideration for me to get because this all talks to each other. I can adjust from this little unit on my left hand side here. There we are. So I've got a row of keys here that you can see kind of not illuminated, or the bottom part is. They're all controls for the camera, so I can adjust all the balances inside the camera there. If I go back to that angle, I've got adjustments here, and these are all mic adjustments. So I've got an external mic running, but I can also turn on audio follows video, and that's a pretty cool one as well because that uses the mics on the cameras. So you'll hear the audio is coming from this camera. Now the audio is coming from this camera. And now the audio is coming from this camera behind me. This one's got the media mod without the foam on top. This one's got the media mod with the foam. And it's the Hero 10, the Hero 8. And then I have the Canon's natural audio here, which I can't seem to hear on my headset, but it'll be recording into the program. And then I can go through and turn that off. Or if I just wanted to, I can have all the audios on at the same time, or all off. And I can do that with all 8 cameras, which I think is really cool. And then in my program window, if I bring this back up again, put that back there, bring that up into the one we can all see. I believe this controls what I can see, or maybe that's just monitor 1. So I have 2 HDMI outs on this little unit here. I'm using HDMI out 2, which just tells me what the program is. But if I use HDMI 1, I've got a whole heap of controls down the side here that controls what they see. I've got a whole heap of buttons up the top here that are bus buttons. I haven't worked those out yet, but I will be doing that. And it's all recording to this little blue square on my desk here. So it's just a couple of extra wires that are hard to navigate around. This is great because this gives me a timestamp in the corner if I'm watching this version. Yeah, and then this little blue square in the background is my new hard drive that this all records to. That's a 2 terabyte, so I should have plenty of time there. This tells me I have roughly 11 hours of record time on this, which is super. That's great. Plenty of that storage space on there. Yeah, so I'll be using this a bit more out and about. If I do live streams and stuff for some of the stuff I do, I'll now be using this unit rather than just from one of the GoPros and recording with the Canon in the background, like I did last time. The Canon's gone to sleep now. There it is, it's awake again. So that's something I have to be aware of as well with this particular setup, is the Canon likes to go to sleep because it's not thinking it's working even though it is. But yeah, that's my new unit. I'm enjoying playing around with it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.